Excuse me. How you guys doing? It's 9 o'clock. Welcome to In the Paint live stream YouTube show. My name is Rodney Jones. I'm your host here. I'm just waiting for a few people to join me at this time. But we're going to get into a few things tonight, such as there was a fight this past weekend. Canelo Alvarez going against Rocky Fielding, and Canelo put it on poor boy. And this was not at the middleweight, but the super middleweight division in boxing. And Canelo was weighed at 168, and he looked impressive against Fielding. I don't know too much about Rocky Fielding. I'm assuming he's a decent opponent, even though Canelo Alvarez did make quick work of him. Yeah, that was kind of very funny to me. He knocked him out in the third round. So we're going to get into that. We're also going to get into a few other things, such as the week in football, NFL Week 15. Also, the New York Yankees and baseball news re-signing J.A. Happ. I'm not too big of a fan of Happ, to be honestly. I mean, I could take him or leave him, so that's just what it is. Another baseball news, our New York Mets, because we're local here in New York, our Mets signed a catcher, Wilson Ramos. He is now manning the catching position, and it's a good thing. However, with that, look who's here. I was just talking about the New York Mets. We're not starting off with them. I'm going over the topics with our people. Mac611 is here with us. What's going on, Mac?
What's up?
Ain't nothing. Another day, brother. I don't see a picture up there when you was talking, but it's all right. It don't matter. I'm here. We live right now. You know what I'm saying? I'm glad you got the link and it's working. So I think I finally figured this thing out, man. You know? There he is. So what's going on, brother? How you feeling?
Good. I'm ready to chop it up.
Ready to chop it up. All right, that's what's up. You know, I always have these little uncomfortable moments in the beginning. Since I'm you know what I'm saying? But it's all good because I'm gonna get over that at some point, and we're gonna master it. So with that being said, I was just letting the people know that what we're gonna be talking about, and then you joined on. Got a lot of stuff to talk about tonight. A lot of stuff to talk about. You know, let's get into the boxing. Did you happen to see the fight with Canelo Alvarez?
I saw bits and pieces.
It wasn't really a lot to watch. I mean, be perfect honest.
It wasn't much.
You know what I mean? It really is like you close your eyes for a second and you open them, you know, the fight's over. I mean, you know, I'm not saying it's like back in the day like Mike Tyson or whatnot, but still, you know what I'm saying? It was pretty bad. I mean, while the fight wasn't impressive like that, now I'm not gonna lie to you, I don't really know too much about Rocky Fielding too much like that. Do you have any type of knowledge on this guy, and what was your impression or impressions of him prior to this fight?
Tomato can. I didn't know much about him either, but I knew he had the 160
68
168-pound belt. Due to people vacating and people leaving, and he got the belt. I know he's from England, and he has a decent fan base because right now, if you don't know, boxing in Europe, specifically England, is at an all-time high, and they really getting into their boxing. If you are on Twitter, and I think it's due to some of the boxers that are coming up from England, and also promoter Eddie Hearn.
Right. Okay.
But I didn't know much about Rocky either. I just know he got rocked.
Exactly. I'm gonna tell you right now, like I said, I didn't know too much about the dude, and like you said, tomato can. And what does that say for a tomato can holding a belt? And what belt? I mean, really? I was just like, why is he even holding the belt? But I guess it is what it is. However, I did want to get some other stuff beyond the fight, and specifically about Canelo Alvarez. I was reading something earlier today, and I think I put it out in our Facebook group, which is called The Real and Sports Talk in the Paint. That's on Facebook. One of the best. No, let me take that back. It is the best sports group on Facebook. I guarantee you, we are up 24/7. If it's not me, if it's not Mac, it's one of the many different members that we have, not only statewide but worldwide. You understand? So you need to get involved with this. This is just a phenomenal platform and a forum for people to get together, like-minded, different opinions, but respectfully. There's none of that, keyboard gangster stuff going on. We don't have that. Everybody is pretty much respectful, and that's just what it is. So join that group. Anyway, I had posted this story from another periodical about possible combatants to go against Canelo Alvarez. And it's an impressive list. It was a very impressive list. And if you bear with me, I could actually read some of the names off right on top of my head. You already got a third possible match with Triple G. Okay. Honestly, I don't think it's going to be that competitive if they do get a third match. By the time that it gets going, Triple G will be, I don't even know how old he is now. He's like 37, maybe 38 years old when it goes down.
37.
So he'll be 38 when this goes down, or close to 38. I don't think it's going to be that competitive. I think he loses a step or two, and he's just going to be fodder for Canelo Alvarez. That's one possible fight. Another, which I happen to like, is Demetrius Andrade. I think that could be a problem stylistically for Canelo Alvarez, because Andrade is a lefty, I believe, if I'm not mistaken. And that might cause Canelo Alvarez some problems. There's also talk of a guy that I truly respect, Magic Man, Danny Jacobs. He's out there. There's a few other names out there. Oh, just bear with me for a second. I'm going to take a quick look. So just bear with me.
I got the other names if you need them.
Well, go ahead. Well, I don't know why I'm thinking about I'm by myself, but okay, fine. Go right ahead. Start them off, brother.
Billy Joe Saunders from England, who I like him. I like him a little bit. He's dope. Jamal Charlo, who's fighting next week, and we're gonna review him and his brother probably in the next show. Because they have a card in Brooklyn. You mentioned Demetrius Andrade, right?
Andrade, yes. Excuse me.
And I think there's one more. We got Danny. You mentioned Danny Jacobs, Triple G. David Lemieux, but maybe not David Lemieux. You know,
nah. I don't want no damn David Lemieux kid. I can't stand that guy, man. He's right there on the same level as you might say Rocky Fielding. He's right there with him. Another tomato can next to him. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah. The names you mentioned. I really don't want to see another Triple G versus Canelo fight.
So you don't want to see that?
As a boxing fan, it's not an entertaining fight for me, but I know other people want to see that fight, and this is what I think will happen. Triple G will get knocked out in the next fight because as we saw with when Marquez fought Pacquiao, those early fights were close, right?
Right.
And then Marquez said, "You know what? Sick of this dude," and he knocked him out. And I think stylistically, Canelo needs to let his hands just go when he fights Triple G. Let him go a little bit more than what's been happening in the other fights. The veneer has been removed off of Triple G, and we had a nice discussion in the group today. For me, Triple G wasn't always all that. He hadn't had a big resume against a lot. He's knocking a lot of people out.
Yeah.
But not knocking out any real names.
No, and that's been my bane of contention all along. Sorry to interrupt, but I'm just saying.
Right. And then he fought Alvarez. I always say Alvarez is a better boxer. Triple G is a really good puncher. So stylistically, I think Canelo is in his realm now. He's gotten better. He's seasoned. He's fought a bunch of names. He's fought some names now.
Of course.
And I think he knocks Triple G out. I would like to see Canelo fight Danny Jacobs. I'd
Mm-hmm.
like to see him fight Jamel Charlo. You know, those are the to me, those are the top two guys after the big name of Triple G in the middleweight division.
Right.
Danny already fought Triple G. Um Jamel is still up and coming.
Mm-hmm.
And for me, when I saw that Canelo went up to 168, I'm like, are you avoiding those guys? Are you avoiding?
Ooh, that's
Are you?
actually that's
Are
actually a pretty good point there, guy.
are you avoiding them by going up a weight? And Jamel has said, yeah, I go up to 168 and fight you. And Danny Jacobs was at the fight Saturday. He wants Triple G. So I think that should happen. And as was pointed in our group by one of our guys who calls into the show and supports us, Ryan
Mm-hmm.
was right in that who Canelo is aligned with. That's what's the name of the who
I think it's DAZN.
right,
Yeah.
right.
Mm-hmm.
They have to come up with a better card, and also um Oscar De La Hoya, stop fronting and put your guy out there
Mm-hmm.
and let them fight those names. Let them fight those guys that the real fans want to see
Right. Right.
and what would make for really good fights.
Mm-hmm.
And also, I gotta look and see who Danny is aligned with and who Mr. Charlo is aligned with. All
Okay.
those people gotta make those fights happen.
Well, you know what? You put up that streaming service DAZN, and they signed Canelo to a pretty big contract, if
Right,
my memory serves correct. Yeah, they got to make stuff happen. You got to put the fans in the seats because, as our brother Ryan Foley, he had said that for a casual fight fan, and there's plenty of those, by the way, they're not going to be interested in those
right,
fights. You understand?
right,
Because it's like damn near a snore fest. Why would you even want to wait? Put time into something like this. You know what I'm saying? A snooze fest. Why would you want to do that? You're just a waste of time. So they gotta get on the stick real quick. They have to. I mean, you got a pretty somewhat impressive roster. Stable of boxes. Get them together. Put them in. You gotta have top guys. Bang it out, man. You gotta bring it. You understand? Because if you're
hmm
getting outdrawn by ESPN for Christ's sakes, Jesus Christ, really? I mean, what the you know what I'm saying? What the fuck? I mean, come on, seriously? ESPN is out, and ESPN's fight was it was all right. I didn't see that one either, but it was okay. But I'm just
well,
saying.
you know
Mhm,
what? ESPN is trying to become a bigger name
mhm,
in the boxing realm now that HBO has bowed out. We still got Showtime. Um, and ESPN is trying to build their stream service for boxing
right, right.
through what's the devil's name that I
Oh, you talking
hate?
about Bob Arum?
Oh yeah, Bob Arum is the big dog at ESPN, and he has Terrence Crawford
Mhm,
as one of the bigger names on with his brand. So
okay. I mean, I hear you, but like I said, man, I think that streaming service has got to get they got to get on the stick. They gotta get these guys in there and bang against each other and bring the numbers. You understand? And
right,
not only just bring the numbers, but damn, have some entertaining fucking fights.
right,
I mean, that's what it just comes down to. Period. Nobody wants to see any nonsense. You understand? Nobody's gonna be tuning in for that. It's gonna be bullshit. You
right.
understand? And who's gonna lose? Not just the fans. And I'm not the casuals, whatever. I don't even care about casual fans. I shouldn't
Ca-
even say that, but
Casuals and fanboys
yeah, I don't really care
for
about those
different people.
guys. Exactly. I don't really give a shit about those guys because they don't understand the sweet science, of the sport. So whatever. However, I'm talking about those real hardcore boxing fans, guys like yourself. You understand? Guys like Hollop, what I'm saying, our brother Hollop, those guys that really enjoy the technicality and the beauty of the sport. Ryan Foley. Um,
Our brother
you know,
Chad.
our brother Chad, you're gonna lose those hardcore guys. You're gonna lose them. You understand? So it's right now. It's at a real kind of a crossroads. Maybe I'm being a little carried away with that word, but I really believe it's at a crossroads right now. They got to do something drastic and get the fans, even the casuals, to come across and be more involved and be more connected and care.
Right.
You understand? So that's just my take on it. You know?
Right. Well, for me,
Mm-hmm.
after the welterweight division and the 140 division, 135, middleweight is another division that can be a very productive division for boxing and produce a lot of good fights.
Mm-hmm.
You got one of the biggest names in that division in Canelo, and he has to fight the other big names that are in the division and not do what Triple G did and what his camp did and just sitting there fighting no names, fighting smaller guys who came up to 154. I mean, the 160 after being like welterweights.
Right.
You know, and like Ryan said, they wasted Triple G's prime, but hey, you got to protect your fighter.
exactly.
Keep them
Exactly.
safe.
Keep them safe, and that's what they're doing. You know what I'm saying? They've been doing it. All right. Can we do a little moving on?
Yes, sir.
All right. I want to get involved with little baseball news as it relates to our two teams here in the metropolitan area. I'm talking about the Yankees and the Mets. First thing we're going
Hmm.
to talk about the Yankees. They re-signed J.A. Happ. I don't know if you heard me during when I was introducing the topics to the people. Um, I'm not too sold on J.A. Happ. He's left-hander. That's fine and all. But I don't know. It's just I can't exactly pinpoint it, but it's just something about this dude I do not trust. You
Mm.
understand? Yeah, well, I know maybe a little bit of a hard statement, but this is my feelings and that's just how it is. I do not trust J.A. Happ. You understand? And how much did they bring him back for? I think it was a 2-year deal, but what was the money? What was the money looking like?
Hold on, and I'll tell you.
All
And keep rambling on how much you don't like
right.
him.
You know what? I'm just not convinced. I don't think he brings the goods. I didn't even think they should have acquired him last year anyway during the trade deadline. I was like, this guy, really? I'm like, come on, there's got to be somebody better than that. You know, we're the Bronx Bombers, we're the New York Yankees. We can do much better than that. The one thing I do happen to like about him is that he's a lefty. Okay, he's not a right-handed
Right.
pitcher to give up those bombs. You know, the short porch, the fence out there in right field. Okay, so I'm very thankful for that. Thank God for that. Because if he wasn't right, he'd probably be getting up homers left and right. But that's another story. Um, Due to the fact he's left-handed, I do like that. But again, it's something, man. It's some I'm just no. No, they could have. Oh no, don't do that. You know, but they brought him back because I understand they lost out on what's homeboy's name? Not Paxton because they got him. Um, what's the dude that just signed with Washington? Hey
Oh, I
Kev,
know.
What's up?
what's up, brother? How you doing, man?
How's it going?
It's going all right, man. Glad you could join it. Long time no see, no hear. I
You
had to
know,
make sure I had to reach out to this brother today. I had to make sure he was alive.
I don't even know who that is
You know who it is.
anymore. What's up, Kevin?
how's it going, bro?
Yo, we talking J.A. Happ, 34 million, 2 years. How do you feel as a Yankee fan?
Oh boy.
I'll take it because there wasn't nobody else to get. You
No,
know,
That's
man.
not true, though. I don't
there
No.
was
think
no,
that's not true, Kevin.
there's nobody else out there, man.
What do you mean there's nobody else out there? Are you kidding me? Come on, dude.
Who else was there? Who else?
Um,
Well,
Everybody's gone.
I think he's meaning as free agent wise, right, Kevin?
Yeah, yeah, free agents.
okay.
Nobody else was out
All
here.
right. All right, I'll give you that. Well, what happened to what's his name? Did what's my man's name? Keuchel from Houston? Did he
That's
resign
a
with them?
trade. I think that's a trade.
I thought he was a free agent.
He's washed. We don't want him.
Wow. Okay. So what you're essentially saying is that J.A. Happ is better than Dallas Keuchel?
But you know what you're gonna get from him. He already played half the season, so you pick him up. You already know what you're getting, rather than a new guy who comes in and then he bombs like Sonny Gray.
Well, Sonny Gray, you knew that was going to happen.
I didn't know that was gonna happen. I thought he was. I didn't know that much about him, but how they was talking about him, I thought he was gonna come in and be lights out, head of the staff, and it didn't work out.
Well, the problem with Sonny Gray is that let's keep it real. He has good stuff, but he just doesn't have the mentality to strive, to thrive here in New York. He doesn't have it. You know what I'm saying? Hey, what's up, my man? I see him out there. What's going on? How you doing, Double D? Chilling out.
I'm here.
I see you. We got Double D on the line as well. Welcome. Yeah, we just talking about like you probably heard our brother Kevin was saying that he thought that Sonny Gray was going to be kind of like lights out. Also, he thinks that Happ would be better than Dallas Keuchel from Houston. What's some of your take on this?
Well, I'm like him. At first, we all thought Sonny Gray was going to be the hot shot, but then Sonny Gray turned into AJ Burnett.
Right.
Ooh. Ooh.
Yeah. Right.
And I know. There's only one person you want to come to the Yankees, and that's Baumgartner. That's Baumgartner, and I don't even think that's going to happen because I think they took him off the tables.
Did they really? I thought they put him out there. So, but they I guess they rescinded that. So, damn. What a shame. Yeah. That's a guy that I wanted. I did want him. And everybody's like, well, he's long in the tooth and blah, 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 blah. Bro, I don't care. I want that guy because if you're trying to win a championship in the BX, that's the guy you got to get. He's a proven winner. Period.
Yeah, I would be okay with Keuchel because Keuchel is a proven winner. I mean, he's got a world championship.
Mm-hmm.
He had I think he had a 12-11 season last year, but that whole team wasn't what they was the year before. So,
right.
Yeah, there you go.
And apparently, Syndergaard is off the tables for us.
Yeah.
Since he ever was on.
Yeah, they wasn't gonna get him.
Yeah, I know, but since the Mets got the other catcher Ramos. Right. I guess they're not going to try and get Real Muto. So
there's no need.
Listen, the Mets ownership will never, ever, ever trade one of their big names
to the Yankees. I know.
Big names to the
Yankees. Right.
I just wanted to say that I'm looking at J.A. Happ's stats and 120-4 season in 2016. And 17-6 last year.
But he was 7-0 with us.
Right. And he was 10-6 with Toronto last year. The rest of his career, he's been 12-4, 6-4, 5-4, 6-15, 10-11, 11-11, 11-8, 4-6.
But you know what? You know why we got him? Because he's lights out against the Red Sox.
And he got slapped around.
In the playoffs, in the playoffs he got slapped around. But
exactly. And let me hold you guys up. Chandler, you're live, man. Whenever you're ready.
Hey, what's up, fellas? Sorry, I was asleep.
That's all right, brother. All right, it's all good. You're here now. You're awake. As you're here, we're talking about some baseball, some Yankee talk, some New York Met talk. Let me ask some of your impressions, brother.
J.A. Happ.
Well, you guys know I wasn't a fan of them getting him. And I told you why last year. Because I told you I don't care what he does in the regular season. In the playoffs, he's always mediocre, and he was mediocre in the playoffs.
Right.
This narrative that he could pitch against the Red Sox, he could pitch in New York is BS to me, because what does that do for you in the playoffs? Nothing. You know, this I don't know what this new narrative is. We got to get somebody who could pitch in New York. How about you get somebody who could win a damn game in the playoffs? I think they should have signed Evaldi. It was a mistake by Cashman not to go to that fourth year for Evaldi. It only would have been $70 million. Okay, Evaldi is younger, got a better arm. We saw what Evaldi did in the playoffs. We saw what he did for them in the playoffs. Without Nathan Evaldi, the Red Sox don't win a World Series. So I think it was a mistake. You know, the Corbin thing, I'm fine with not going to the sixth year because honestly, even though lefties mature later, I'm not. This was Corbin's really first good season. I mean, real good season. So who's to say that he won't get the money and get happy and content? You know, if they had signed him, I would have been fine with it. But I wasn't. It wasn't going to kill me either way. But you know, for everybody to act like signing J.A. Happ is a great move. It's a good move, okay? But now that's the same rotation you had last year. If the object was to upgrade the rotation, tell me where we improved the rotation. Because James Paxton, listen, James Paxton has yet to throw over 160 innings. Now his stuff is very good. He's a number 3 starter. He's not a number 2. He's not an ace. He's a number 3. Okay. So tell me where we really improved the rotation. Now, if they go get Kukichi, who I still want them to sign, then I'll say they improved the rotation. But if this is what they go into the season with, then it's basically the same rotation as last year, except you have Paxton instead of Sonny Gray. So you still have a guy that you don't know how he's going to pitch. Come, you know, when he has a couple of bad games, is he going to be a guy that's going to be like Sonny Gray? Oh, it's the catcher. It's not my fault. We don't know.
Well, hey, Chandler, what about if they went out and got, I don't know if he signed with anybody, but if they got Dallas Keuchel, you think that would be an improvement?
I think it would be. Yeah, I would take Keuchel. Like I said, I want Kukichi because I think he's going to be good. I know a lot of people don't like signing the Japanese left-handers. Everybody was, what about Kagawa? Well, guess what? Out of all of the Japanese pitchers that have been signed, Kagawa was the worst one. Okay? Okay. If you look at all the others that have signed, they've all done fairly well. So, you know, and again, if you're signing Kukichi for depth, and to me, because we know CC's going to miss starts. We know Tanaka's going to miss starts. We know Paxton's going to miss starts.
We know CC's going to miss starts.
Yeah, that's 3/5 of your rotation right there. 3/5 of your rotation.
Right. And that's why they should have gave up the money for Corbin.
I would rather have for me between Kukichi and Corbin. I'll take Kukichi.
Really? He hasn't pitched in America yet.
I don't care. He can still pitch.
That's hilarious.
Taking a risk.
Well, yeah.
But you know what? To reiterate on Mr. Chandler's point about playoff pitching, look how long David Price went out without a playoff win.
Oh, here you go with that argument, man. Come on.
No. I'm just saying because he said that it's no reason to get him because he hasn't won any playoffs. David Price finally won in the playoffs. I'm just saying. I'm not trying to. It's not a point counterpoint type thing. I'm just saying.
Listen, it could be that. It's all good, but let me just say this, man. And you heard it right here live. Okay, what David Price did, it was an aberration. It's not gonna happen again. I don't care.
You just think David Price isn't good in the playoffs in a big game?
He wasn't. He was never big. He was not. He just got lucky this time because that team can hit. This team they have right now can hit. You put him maybe last year's Boston Red Sox team in the playoffs. You saw what happened. They didn't even make it to the second, third round, did they?
Right.
So I don't know.
Okay.
The David Price narrative is wrong to me. David Price had won in the playoffs. He had come out of the bullpen and won. So to say David Price can't pitch under pressure in big games was a fallacy. What happened, and because I like David Price, always have.
So do I.
I think David Price started putting too much pressure on himself to live up to a contract.
Okay.
Right.
David Price
Because he
can
got
pitch.
a big contract.
David Price can pitch in big games. When he was with Tampa Bay, David Price used to eat us a lot. He used to eat our lunch. Okay, David Price. Remember, Tampa Bay went to the World Series with David Price. Okay,
and they lost.
Yes, but he came out of he's the reason they got to the World Series. Everybody forgets that part because the narrative has become because they keep saying as a starter he hadn't won. No, as a starter he hadn't won, but he had won in the playoffs. He had come out and closed games for them. Okay, he had come out. You don't get the close. You don't close games in the playoffs and win, and then somebody tell me that you can't pitch in big games. Okay, so for me, it was a mental thing with Price. I think he's gotten over that hurdle. I like David Price. Now, the thing with Price is he has to learn how to pitch with diminished stuff, which is also part of the problem for him, is he's going through the same transition that CC went through. And if you remember, CC struggled for a couple of years making that transition to not being able to just throw it by people.
Right.
So it's been a couple of things going on with David Price, but I like David Price.
Okay.
Like I said, the thing with Happ, I didn't say he couldn't pitch. What I said, he's been mediocre. There's a difference between being mediocre and not being able to pitch. Happ is going to give up 3 to 4 runs in a playoff start. I can't have a guy in a big start who's going to give up 3 to 4 runs. I need a guy who's going to give up 1 to 2.
Right now, that's CC now too. He gonna give up 3 or 4 runs too.
Exactly. So who's the pitcher in this rotation that in a big playoff game that we have to have is going to go out there and give up 1 run, going to give up 2 runs or less? We don't have that guy.
Tanaka. How about Tanaka? He's
because it ain't Sevy.
Still going to give up 3 runs.
Happ's postseason ERA is 5.48.
Yeesh.
His regular season ERA is 3.9.
Right. Tanaka's going to give up 3 runs. At least 3. He's giving up 3. I mean, we don't have a guy that's going to. Now, I love Tanaka in the big game because he's going to battle. He's going to battle. He's our best big game pitcher. That's true.
Well, you know what that means.
Oh yeah, I know what that means.
Is that little Miss Peyton?
That's
baby Thanos.
That's it.
All right, guys.
Tell baby Thanos Uncle Mark said hello.
All right, I'm off, but I'm listening.
All right, brother. Appreciate it. It's all good.
All right.
You guys know, man. For me, I like because if we talk about what Tanaka did in the playoffs, I saw what Tanaka did in Japan. So I think she would be that guy.
Hey, hold on a second.
Can you mute him, R?
I think I can. Give me a second here. Sorry, D. There we go. I had to mute you because the background noise. Sorry about that. But go ahead, Chandler. I'm sorry.
Well, I think Keuchel, if we could get Keuchel, I'd take him because again, this is a guy that I know that in a big game, and you need him to give up 1 run or less, will do it. That's the missing piece right now for the Yankees. It's not the batting, it's the shutdown game
starter
6 guy who's going to go out there, go 7 innings, 3 hits, 1 run.
Okay. Well, you know what? I mean, again, I hear what you're saying, and you even said it yourself, Chandler, that the guy that they got, Tanaka, is a guy that's going to battle for you. You know what I'm saying? During that game 6, maybe that game 7 situation. I have real good memories of Masahiro doing his thing when it comes to that. Yeah, he may have been shit during the regular season at some point, but when the chips were down, this guy came through. Yes. He kept them in the game. You know what I'm saying? Yeah. He really did. I've witnessed it myself. So we do have a guy, you know what I'm saying? Now he might give up 3, but he's definitely gonna battle. You understand? Yes. To allow just 1 or 2. He'll definitely give you that.
Is Severino still gonna tease us, or is he gonna be legit this year? And going forward, is he gonna be legit?
Severino's a number 2. He's a number 2. He's not an ace.
No.
I don't think he's ever going to be an ace, and that's not a knock against him, mind you. But I don't think he is. He's not Syndergaard.
Right.
He's not DeGrom.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? He's not that guy.
Yeah.
There's a certain makeup you got to have to be that guy. Like Verlander is that guy. You understand what I'm saying? Cole Hamels is that guy.
Right.
You understand what I'm saying? Severino, he's a really great guy. He ain't that guy.
Exactly.
And he's never gonna be that guy, is what you're saying.
I don't think so. I hope I'm wrong. Trust me, I hope I'm wrong. But I don't think so. Because you like, remember Guidry? You knew it from the first time you ever saw Ron Guidry pitch. You knew he was that guy. It was just going to take time for him to grow into his stuff.
Right. Even when he was coming out of the bullpen, his stuff was nasty that year.
Right.
When he won 16 games out of the bullpen.
Right.
Yep. David Wells was that guy. Big fat roly-poly, but David Wells was that guy. You know what I'm saying?
For sure. Now, you're right about that.
David Cone was that guy. It was just something about him when they took the mound. They were like, listen, I don't give a damn what y'all do over there. Okay, unless y'all come out here and kneecap me. And even if you kneecap me, I'm still going to get you out.
Right. Dwight Gooden, before the drugs took a hold of him. Me and Hollock talk about this game he pitched where it was like bases loaded, and this was in like his rookie year. 9th inning, 3-2, he threw a curveball, and we looked at each other like, "Yo, he's legit."
Yeah, for real.
Yeah. Yeah. Severino still is having too many issues with, Gary gave me the wrong signs. Dude, I don't want to hear Gary gave you the wrong signs. I don't want to hear y'all couldn't get together. At this stage of the game, you should be out there telling Gary, yo, listen,
I got it.
Come here. I'm going to tell you the next 3 pitches. Go back there. I don't want to see no fingers. Set up and go.
Right. Yeah. Nah, real talk, man. Shoot. You know what I'm saying? Real talk right there. Oh, yo, let me ask you a question, man. Is it me, or did the Mets finally get it right and bringing aboard Wilson Ramos?
I like him, but he's been banged up a bit.
Yeah. That's my concern.
He has 2 torn ACLs in the same leg. He played in 111 games last year, and year before 64, 2016 131. I want to see him healthy. Yes, he's really good healthy.
They got it half right.
Okay.
Again, we're going to go back to the Cano trade. Had they not screwed up the Cano trade, they would have had pieces to give up for Real Muto. Okay, but that's in the past. All right. Where they are right now, I would have signed Grandal, but I can live with Wilson Ramos.
Right.
Because Grandal, the knock on him is, well, he kind of disappears in the playoffs. Okay, well, if you have enough other guys, your catcher, unless he's a Gary Sanchez type, he should not be, and Grandal is not that, then he shouldn't be counted on to carry your offense. All right, I'm sorry. And the fact that the Dodgers are still trying to blame him for Dave Roberts mismanaging them out of playoffs for the years that he was there is just criminal. But I would take Grandal personally, but Wilson Ramos is a really good guy. He's going to be great in that clubhouse. He's going to be great for those pitchers. Again, if he can stay healthy, is the thing. So yeah, they got it half right with him. You know what I'm saying? It didn't make sense to trade for Real Muto. It didn't make sense to do.
Not to give up Ahmed. You want to give up Brandon Nemo?
Right.
No.
I'd
have hung up the phone on them.
Because you're creating holes to fill a hole. You're creating holes to fill a hole, which doesn't make any sense.
No,
not at all.
Absolutely not.
You know, and again, there's some moves they should have made. Like I said, you know, if you don't give up your farm system for Edwin Diaz, then you have some pieces to move then you could have given up a Conforto or a Nemo, but not both.
Right.
It doesn't make sense to give up
Just
Rosario.
getting ready to say that.
It doesn't.
Rosario's starting to come into his own. He's starting to be really, he's starting to be legit.
Yep. And the thing is, right now, if you still want to move Syndergaard, which, again, of the two of them, DeGrom is the older, Syndergaard's the youngest, right? Or is it backwards?
DeGrom's the oldest.
DeGrom is the oldest.
Right. If you truly want to go into win now mode or replace your farm system, then yes, you move, because you should have moved DeGrom last year because, you know what I'm saying, he was the hot ticket. But right now, you could still move Syndergaard and get easy. Listen, you see what the Mets gave up for Edwin Diaz. You could get that same return for Syndergaard. You can get that return for Syndergaard.
Right.
Now, if you do that, then you're telling me you're hedging your bets and you're trying to retool. You're trying to win now and rebuild at the same time,
which is great.
If you do it right, it's great. If you don't, then you're middle of the pack. So you got to do it right. I wouldn't be averse to that. I think that this GM, he seems to be a guy that's gonna go for it. The only hesitancy I see is he's depleting the farm system for a win now type thing. But otherwise, listen, now if they go sign AJ Pollock, now you put Nemo in the one corner position, you put Conforto in the other corner position. That's a hell of an outfield.
Right. So what do you do when Cespedes comes back, if he comes back? If he can come back.
You then can move one of Conforto or Nemo.
Right.
Or you could move Cespedes.
I was about to say that. What's wrong with that? I'm just saying, I'd be quick to move his ass out here first, man. He's out here smoking. As soon as the signature of AJ Pollock, you know what I'm saying, is dry. Bye. Straight up.
Well, how many years Cespedes got? 2 more years left on his deal?
Does he have 2 or 1? I can't remember. Whatever the case may be, I mean, he's out of here. I'm sorry.
And then the familiar move I like, bringing him back to be a setup guy, because that's what he was before he became a closer. So, and he's not. I guess he wanted to come back to New York. So.
Yeah, I hear you. I mean, that's just what it is. So, let's do a little moving on to the NBA real quick. So Trevor Ariza, you remember the reports of him going to possibly getting traded to LA? Well, so much for that. Because now he's a member of the Washington Wizards. This strikes me funny. I'm gonna tell you why. While I do like Trevor Ariza, this is the beginning for this franchise as far as moves being made. Now I really want to see how this plays out, because as we've established already on this show, that the teammates don't get along. They don't like each other. Specifically, Beal and Wall. They jealousy, whatever the issue is, they have it. It's solid. You understand what I'm saying? Now you bring Ariza. I think this is the beginning of changes. This team is not going to come back, the same way next year. It's just not. You know what I'm saying? I see a lot more moves that probably will be made and need to be made. I don't see John Wall being a Wizard past this year. And I know he just signed this contract last off season, but I don't see him being a member of the team too long. He might end it in Washington, but when training camp comes around next year, preseason, he'll be with a new team. I don't know what team that will be, but he will be on a new team. I just think this move.
He's a rental,
right?
He's a rental, 1-year deal. Trevor's probably want to go to a contender again, or he's gonna go for where the money is.
So you don't think he's gonna stay in Washington?
Well, Washington, they got ridiculous contracts over there. Wall, Beal, what's my other man name?
Oubre.
No.
Well, not,
Otto
he's gone
Porter.
anyway. Otto Porter, excuse me.
They gave them all of them are making over 300 million apiece. I mean, if you add all their contracts up, it's 300 million between them. They in salary cap hell.
Okay. Let me see. I don't know, man. I just don't think this team comes back the same next year. I really don't.
No, well, I think the trade means that Bradley Beal is gone.
Okay.
One of the things about Ariza the last time he was there that they liked was he had a positive impact on John Wall.
Okay.
John Wall really grew as a professional when Ariza was there. I think if you bring Trevor Ariza back, it's to be a good influence on John Wall again, which tells me that you've chosen between Wall and Beal.
Right. Okay.
Personally, I think Bradley Beal is the problem any damn way. You a damn two guard. You're not a point guard. So shut up. First of all, you're a two guard. You're not a point guard. You're not a better point guard than John Wall. Those are just facts. Bradley Beal is not better than John Wall. Now he is a better shooter than John Wall. He is not a better point guard than John Wall. He will never be a better point guard than John Wall. Is a better defensive player when he wants to be than Bradley Beal. We know he can get to the rim. We know he's a better passer. Okay, so he's got you in 3 categories. You got him in 1. 3 to 1 says I'm better than you. All right.
Jesus Christ.
Somebody.
It's just for me. So I think that they've chosen Wall over Beal. And I think Beal is the one who gets moved. And I also think Otto Porter punk ass got to go because I'm sick of him.
Now, Kevin, did you? You sounded.
Oh no, disregard that. That was something else.
Oh, you watching the Knicks game?
No, I turned that off. They getting smacked.
What else is new? What else is new? I mean, seriously. Go ahead, man.
I just gotta ask Chandler, what Otto Porter do to you, bro?
You know what, man? When Wall went down and all them cats started chirping, the last dude that should have seen some was Otto Porter. I watched Otto at Georgetown underachieve. Okay. Because Georgetown's one of the teams I follow because I'm a Big East guy. I'm a St. John's guy, but my second team was Georgetown because I always used to like the Georgetown Cats and John John Thompson. I was always going to support. He's one of the first black coaches that I really could follow and support. So I got a place in my heart for Georgetown.
Yep. Same here.
I watched Otto Porter underachieve at Georgetown. I've watched him underachieve in the NBA. Otto Porter should be way better than he is. He should be way more consistent than he is. You got your contract and you still ain't doing nothing. And then you start chirping when John Wall goes down because not for nothing, John Wall is the reason you got that contract. He made you look like you could actually play. Man, miss me with you.
Wow.
Yeah, it's a lot of guys out here who need to cut their point guard a piece of their check. He's one of them guys.
Damn. Okay. Other NBA news: the Brooklyn Nets extended guard Spencer Dinwiddie. What do you guys think about that one?
Good move. Spencer's he worked his ass off to get where he is in Brooklyn, and Brooklyn rewarded him. And long as he still plays with the same intensity that he's playing, and not let that you got a contract and you can relax and you can be like our boy Joakim Noah, you can get lit now, but that's another story for later.
Yeah, whatever.
But
Spencer need to stay off Twitter. He need to stay off Twitter.
Yeah, me and Chandler been getting that Spencer because he like most net players, you're chirping a little too much about the blue and orange, bruh. You'll always be little brother. But on the real, I'm glad he got his deal, and I look forward to seeing him continue to grow as a player. He's been playing really well this season. He played really great last year.
Yeah. I think it's a good move for them. It's a good move for him. We'll see now if he can play with the added nonsense that comes because now his name is now Spencer Dinwiddie, who makes whatever amount of money he's making. He got a new last name. His last name ain't Dinwiddie no more. It's makes such and such and such and such. And some guys can ignore that noise and play well, and some guys can't. I hope he can, because it's nonsense, it's outside noise, but we do know that it affects some athletes. No matter how talented they are, a lot of these guys are insecure. And a lot of these guys don't have a lot of self-confidence, believe it or not. As talented as they are. A lot of them, confidence is fleeting for some of these guys. So as long as he keeps doing what he's doing, man, listen, it's a great signing for the Nets. They got him at a good number, and it's great for him. Because I think he wants to. I think personally, this guy could be one of those guys that spends his entire career with the Nets, and you look back on him like a Kerry Kittles type of guy. Yeah, the Nets they never won anything with Kerry Kittles, but and even I know Kerry got hurt at the end. But when you think about Kerry Kittles with the Nets, you really think about successful Nets teams and a successful player.
Right.
Because of Jason Kidd, but okay.
Nah. Kerry Kittles would have succeeded had he played anywhere else.
Yeah. Plus, I can't stand Jason Kidd because he don't like to keep his hands to himself, so I ain't gonna give him credit for shit.
Ooh, okay.
Okay.
No, that's he's factual on that.
Yeah, he is. I gotta give him that. Gotta give him that. Also, another New York basketball team did something as well. Talking about the blue and orange. They gave Alonzo Trier a deal.
Big steal in the draft. Big steal.
I like
not out of
guy.
the draft. Big steal in free agency because he should have been a first round pick.
Yeah.
Yeah. I like dude.
Borderline lottery.
I mean, I'm gonna tell you something. This guy, I like his drive. He's hard nosed. Let me put it this way. I can't stand the Knicks. Okay, it's true. I have been on protest for a while with them. I really don't fuck with them at all. I used to, but after 40-something years, I got tired of that shit. This guy, just hearing about him and watching him play, he's gonna convert me back to being a Knicks fan at some point. He really is. Because I find myself not rooting for the team, but just him. Because he goes out there and busts his ass. And I respect that. So he might make me come back to the Garden. I might be watching more and more Knicks games just based off of his play alone. That's it.
Yeah, it's a good signing. And they got rid of Ron Baker, who they gave the no trade clause to. So they had to then release him and still pay him the rest of that money because Ron Baker needed a no trade clause.
Right? Yeah.
Go
figure. Or go figure.
That was some Phil Jackson shit.
Yeah.
That was some Steve Mills.
Steve Mills. Yeah, for sure. You know what I mean? Freaking ridiculous, man. I'm like, Ron Baker, no trade contract. I'm like, what? That made no sense, man.
Ron Burgundy.
Yeah.
Jesus.
But part of the problem, though, with signing Trier is you still have a coach that has ridiculous rotations. Is still in tryout mode a third of the way into the season. Has not yet settled on a 5-man a 7 to 8-man rotation. And don't give me injuries because even when everybody's healthy, he can't figure it out. No. You got a guy that Courtney Lee is like, listen, you're not giving me no time. Let me go to the G League just so I can play. But Trier on his own has done this. I don't think he's gotten a lot of help from the Knicks developmental people because for some reason they couldn't figure out that Luke Cornett was a guy who could actually play. And we said that last year. Luke Cornett should have got time because the dude can shoot. And he's better than people think. Just because he's tall and white doesn't mean he can't play.
Right.
He can play. The fact that they can't see that because they're so invested in trying to prove that Emmanuel Mudiay was a good draft pick and Mario Hezonja was a good draft pick. But Trier is going to be a really good player for a really long time as long as he keeps this attitude. He's going to be good for a while. And at some point, I mean, right now he has borderline all-star talent right now. You know what I'm saying? If he was getting 30 minutes a night, he would put up some numbers where you would have to seriously talk about him as maybe an all-star.
Well, look at his numbers. He's playing 23 minutes a night. He's shooting 47% from the field, 39% from the three, 81 from the line, and he goes to the line 3 times a night. So if you play him 30 minutes, that's 5 or 6 times that he would go to the foul line. And he just plays smart.
Yeah.
He does what they asked him to do. They asked him to play the point. He's played the point at sometimes during games. They asked him to play a little bit of the three. He's done that. He's a good defender. He works on that end of the floor, which is what I like about him. And he's just a solid player. They made a mistake signing Hazonia. He needs to go elsewhere.
Yeah, well.
And Moutier's been playing well.
Yeah, he has. He's coming into his own in his 4th year, which is fine because the problem with Moutier was he was drafted too high. It's the problem with Moutier. If Moutier had been drafted 15, the narrative around him is very different. We all understand.
Right.
Okay, it's because of where he was drafted.
Mm-hmm.
Same thing with Frank. If Frank is drafted at 15, the narrative is different. It's, he was drafted low. Yeah, he's low first rounder. Give him some time. When you're drafted top 10, people expect you to come out of the gate like gangbusters. Trey Burke, same example. It took Trey Burke a minute. If you look at the past 2 or 3 drafts, most of the guys in the top 10 have not so far lived up to their draft status.
Right.
And it's good because these kids only playing 1 year in college. It's good. It's taking these guys some time. So Moutier, listen, he's coming into his own, and that's great. It's it is what it is. He's it's still not translating to winning basketball. I'll put it like this: Moutier's coming into his own. He's doing well. He's not a starting point guard on a championship contender yet. Nope. There's no team right now that's contending for the playoffs would say, okay, I need Emmanuel Moutier as my starting point guard. So I like the fact that his game is blossoming and growing. Let's see if it continues, and let's see if he gets smarter around the rim. I still have an issue with this dude not finishing at the rim. Listen, I'm always gonna have a problem with a guard his size that can't finish at the rim. I got a problem with that. But I think it's good that his game is coming into his own, and maybe he can be an example for some of these ridiculous fans that keep screaming about such and such gotta go because he's a bust after a year or two. Give players time to grow into not only their bodies but their games.
Right. Look at was it Vonleh, who's starting now at power forward.
Right.
He was a bust was he with Orlando?
No, he started with he was drafted by Charlotte, then he went to Portland.
Right.
Now he's with the Knicks.
Chicago.
And again, this is Vonleh. Yeah, Chicago. This is Vonleh's 4th year. If you look at some of the guys on the Knicks that are starting to blossom that they're trying to give credit to Fizdale for, which I'm not going to give him credit, it's their 4th year. In your 4th year, if you haven't figured it out by year 4, you're never going to figure it out.
Mm-hmm.
So look at the guys they're in year 4 and they're starting to blossom. That's why I like the kid Okafor I'll say he's a bust now because in year 4 he was still the same guy. You know what I'm saying? Still lazy, still all those things. But these guys are in the 4th year. They're finally starting to figure out the game, the league, and where they fit. It helps being given an opportunity too, because Vonleh is doing everything that Kylo Quinn was supposed to do for the Knicks.
Kylo Quinn is Kylo Quinn. He in Indiana with a contract and ain't doing nothing.
He ain't getting no run.
He's not even in rotation. He's not even in the rotation.
Dang.
He's not getting no burn.
Wow. Jesus. Should have stayed his ass in New York.
No, he got that money. Listen, he got that money.
He got that money. That's it.
Yeah, I'm glad the Knicks didn't give him that money because I didn't like his game when he was here. I thought he was lazy. He was one of those fake hustle guys. He was a fake hustle dude where it looked like he was hustling, but he really wasn't.
Wow. Okay. Dang.
And he got a little weight problem.
Okay, I hear you. You
But
know,
just bash his whole career. He ain't done shit.
Damn.
Tell us how you
he was
really
a good
feel.
he was a good college player. But
wow.
good New York guy. But Alonzo Tree, I might have to get me an Alonzo Tree a jersey or something.
Yo, he got a line of T-shirts out. Y'all know that, right?
Nah.
Yeah, he's got a
gotta
line
go
of
on
T-shirts.
Twitter. I gotta holler at him.
And actually, go on Kenny Anderson's account because he sent Kenny Anderson one.
Okay.
Oh wow. Okay.
Kenny Anderson.
Yeah.
Yeah. Friend of the show.
Mm-hmm. Wow. Okay. I hear that, man. Let's do a little moving on.
Yes,
We're gonna
sir.
ride the NFL lane real quick. So our local teams, they both lost. Which should I start off with first? Man.
Which L? Which L? Pick which
Yeah.
L.
Let me flip a coin real quick. Let's start off with Big Blue getting shut out by Tennessee Titans.
Bad matchup for them.
Yeah.
You can say that again.
Bad matchup with that big ass, bruising ass Derrick Henry Heisman Trophy.
Right.
200 yards the week before. He had 100 in the first half on the Giants. 100 and change. And Titans got a pretty good defense also.
Yeah, really good defense.
Right.
Yeah, it was a bad matchup. Without Beckham, there was no way the Giants were going to win that game because, as you see, these Giants receivers, no one can catch a ball except for Odell Beckham. Apparently, those dudes drop a lot of balls. Eli Manning throws a lot of stupid passes, and all the Titans had to do basically was stop Saquon Barkley. You know, they put 8, 9 in the box. Yeah, which they did. And once you shut down Barkley, Manning gets exposed as the mediocre quarterback he is.
Right. You know, go ahead, man.
Hold on.
Good.
You know, as me and my brother Carl, who used to write with us, as me and him would say, Eli has to throw his obligatory interception. He got to give you one a game. He got to give you one. And he gave them one.
Exactly. You know what kills me? You said mediocre, man. And I've been saying the same thing. And especially at my job, we get in these discussions about football, even though I don't watch. But, you know, they always like to say the same shit about Eli. Oh, well, he's elite because he's 1-2. I know.
He's washed up.
I know. I say the same thing. I'm with you fellas. But they always say, oh, he's elite because he got 2 Super Bowls. And I'm like, yo, bro, dude, take a look at his whole fucking body of work. Look at his whole career, please. Outside those 2 Super Bowls, and look at the numbers, dude. That guy is mediocre. You understand what I'm saying? Period. You know, you look in a dictionary, you see this picture. Mediocre. That's him.
All he is Kirk Cousins with better receivers, running back, and offensive line.
Shit. You give him Kirk Cousins. I was about to say he's more like Trent Dilfer in that same situation.
Wow.
Hey,
no,
man.
I'm not going to.
I know.
I
am going too far.
You went there. I'm triggered now. Or I'm triggered. Nah. Eli Manning has always benefited from having really good receivers throughout his career, and also having really good running backs. When the Giants haven't had good running backs before Saquon, and the offensive line was good. If their offensive line is good, Eli will be good.
Right.
And he's always had the Giants, for some reason, always have good receivers. They draft really good receivers.
Okay, I hear you, man.
This nigga fell off.
Who fell off?
Nah, never mind.
Okay, you all right over there, man?
I'm good.
All right, brother. All right.
Oh, now, the Knicks lost 128-110.
Yeah, there you go. Smoked again. You know what I'm saying?
They had a bad stretch in the third quarter.
You said they had a bad stretch in the third quarter?
Yeah, they was up 9 and then they just lost it.
Damn. Okay.
Like
But
That
they went
tells the
from being
story.
up 9 to down 15.
Yeah, that
Like
tells
real
the story
quick.
right there. That tells the story right there. To tell you honestly, that tells the story right there. So that's just what it is. Let's get into the Jets and their issues. I find
Defense.
well, I find it funny that Bowles explaining another 10, maybe 10 plus loss season. You know, I found that hilarious. Talking about I don't like it, the players don't like. He has this look on his face like he's just overmatched at this point. It's just like
overmatched, and he has that confused look. That look he has on the sidelines. He
right,
has the look of a man getting an enema.
right. He's just lost. So he's like a deer in the headlights at that look. You understand? And I'm just done with him. I've been done with him. And I know before, even during the season, I said at some point there's got to be some type of stability with him and McCagnon. You know what I'm saying? Because you got to give these guys time to gel and get together. But that's it. I can't deal. I was saying that earlier this year, but at this point, and I've been saying this for a few weeks now, it's time. I can't wait for the season to end with them. I am a Jets fan. I'm not a Giants fan, but I'm just done with this team.
I mean, you got to look for the small victories. Sam Darnold played a great game.
He did, but I just
so
don't think that this coaching staff, headlined by, of course, the head coach, they're not there. They're not for him. They're not for him. They're not going to get it done. They're just not. You understand? I think they're just totally. He's outmatched. He's lost. Period. And as was said on the show, if they keep committing the same penalties, the same mistakes from year one in his regime to this year, where's the growth? You understand? Where is it? Where's the coaching? They're doing the same dumb shit year after year. After this guy gets here, what is that saying? They're not being coached right.
I mean, how much can you coach that? That could be a discipline thing, to be honest. How many times the coach just says, "Hey, don't do that shit." Make him do some push-ups or whatever.
That's on the coach.
Yeah,
when you're undisciplined.
He turned the roster over twice. He's turned the roster over twice. And part of the reason he got rid of all of Rex's guys was because he said they were undisciplined. Okay, now you brought in a bunch of your guys. You brought in the guys you wanted. Okay? And it's the same thing. It's still the same mistakes. It's still, guys running their mouth who shouldn't be. Jamal Adams should not be on any social media platform running his mouth. Okay? Jamal Adams commits stupid penalties every single game.
No, he doesn't. That's not him.
Why is Jamal Adams still talking? Why on the penultimate plays of the drive of the game, why is your best corner Tremaine Johnson not on the best wide receiver? Why is Todd Bowles constantly having to explain why he doesn't have one of his best players in the best position, in the right position? Why are his players still getting suspended? Why are the same questions that we were asking in year one, we're asking in year 4? The same exact questions, and he's turned this roster over 2.5 times. The only common denominator is still Todd Bowles.
Yep. I mean, pretty much laid it out there, Pretty much laid it out, brother.
How many offensive coordinators he done had? He done had like 3, right?
3 or 4 at this stage.
We on OC3. We on OC3, I believe.
Yeah, but the Jets never had any prominent offensive weapons. To be fair, even when Rex was here, we had no weapons on offense, and that just carried over.
Right.
Well, that's the GM, and that's also the OC's fault.
Well, it's the GM and it's the coach as well, because guess what? The coach is also saying, "Yeah, I like this guy. This guy can play."
I mean, not necessarily. Look what happened when Izek was there. Izek was just sabotaging.
Izek didn't give a fuck. He wanted Rex to fail, and Rex failed, and he failed, and that's why he's gone. And hopefully, he'll never GM again in life.
That's true. Which also goes back to the dysfunction with the Jets, the fact that the GM never gets to hire his own coach.
Right.
Which is part of the problem. If I'm the general manager, I gotta hire the coach. The coach is supposed to work for me. That's the how it goes. Owner, team president, GM, coach. That's the way the chain of command is supposed to go. With the Jets, the coach and the GM are equal. You can't have the coach and the GM equal because they have different agendas. The GM is trying to make the team better for the long haul, right? And win in the short term. The coach
wants to win now.
Right, because he's trying to save his job.
Right.
So
but
you
Chandler, Chandler, in Itzik's situation, he already knew the deal. You knew the owner liked this guy. So why aren't you working with him?
Because these guys, even because these guys, listen, these guys sabotage each other all the time. We've seen this stuff.
I know that.
Listen, what did I tell you when John Dorsey took over in Cleveland? Didn't I tell you that he was about to set Hugh Jackson up to fail? And then he brought in Todd Haley, who Todd Haley has knifed every coach he's ever worked for. Okay, and what happened? These dudes, it's some egos in these rooms where these dudes think that they smarter than everybody else.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? And they know more. And so they start, it becomes a power struggle and an ego thing, and the team gets lost in the shuffle. I mean, all we got to do is look at Mike Martz for that. How many quarterbacks did Mike Martz get killed because he refused to acknowledge the fact that he needed a damn offensive line? This dude been coaching football how many years? And I'm sitting on my couch saying, dude, you can't have your quarterback hold the ball that long. It's not going to work. I'm Mike Martz. I've been doing this for 45 years. Okay, you've been doing it for 40 years, but you're still damn wrong.
Right.
And it's sick, you drafted bullshit on purpose. You didn't spend money on purpose.
Mm-hmm. I mean, we see these power struggles between GMs and coaches in every sport. We saw it in the Garden. When Celtics was there. We've seen this. We've seen this way too many times, man, with teams. Across the league, name a team, and you could probably point to a time where there was a GM coach, power struggle.
Right.
And usually the coach is going to lose because usually the GM is the one drafting, unless the coach has enough clout to overrule the GM. Like, no, I want this guy. Which I find it interesting that the Jets will never hire a coach like that. Like
even last one they hired was Bill Parcells.
Right, exactly. And how'd that go? It went well for them. But even Rex, for all his talk, Rex didn't have enough cachet to overrule the GM. You know what I'm saying? Bowles.
Rex wanted defensive players, though.
Yeah, I mean that's
so
all
we had a great defense with no offense.
Yeah, and that's where we should have had a GM who wanted to work with him to say, okay, Rex, I'll give you. Listen, you can have this guy, but I'm drafting these three guys. You understand what I'm saying? It should have been like
they got rid of that GM. They got rid of the GM that worked well with Rex.
Tannenbaum?
Tannenbaum.
Yeah.
Yeah. It's typical New York Jets, man. I mean, we've been going through this for how many decades with the Jets? At least I
have. Same here. I'm with you.
Forever.
No.
The only time they got it right was when Bill Parcells was the coach.
Yeah. I mean, going back to Richard Todd and him throwing all them interceptions to his next door neighbor. Okay.
He made AJ Dewey a star.
He damn sure.
AJ Dewey wasn't a star.
It was his next door neighbor. I will always say the fix was in. I don't care if I meet Richard Todd in the street, I'm punching him in the face.
And I'll be right behind you.
Oh man, that's hilarious, man.
Yo, I was a kid watching the game, and I looked at my uncle. I said, "Yo, why did he do that?" And my uncle he went and smoked some weed. He was like, "Whatever, man. They got me. I'm done."
That was it. That was like, so many bad Jet games. The Gastineau where he dumped what's his name on his head when he didn't have to and got that unsportsmanlike penalty in.
Right.
It's so the game in Denver, they wanted to win in the first half. They come out the second half, they can't throw the damn ball. Oh my God.
Yeah. Bad stuff, man. Bad stuff.
And also,
Sam Darnold's coming along. That's all I care about.
Huh?
I said Sam Darnold's coming along. That's all I care about.
I hope so. I really hope so, brother, because I'm gonna tell you right now. You already know. Listen, Mac Chandler, y'all know where I'm headed. Even Kev might. No, hold on, Mac.
Listen.
Hold on.
Oh,
Hold on, Mac. Hold on, dude. Damn, son.
My bad. I'm excited.
I'm just saying. Yeah, I see. Calm down. No, I'm just saying that, yo, my thing is like, yo, and I know you heard me say this before, but I am not a fan of quarterbacks from USC. I'm not. I'm just not. You understand? I'm not feeling them. They have a horrible history. When you could say Carlson Palm is the best of the bunch, okay, yay. I'm not that's not a ringing endorsement to me. I'm sorry. This guy comes from USC. I understand the hype. Hopefully, I'm rooting for him, but I still carry that baggage in the back of my head. I can't even front and lie. You understand? So I'm just concerned. So we'll see. We'll see.
Chandler can attest to this. Yesterday they went crazy on Twitter. They nutted all over themselves for one game.
Okay.
Who's that?
I'm looking through the timeline at Sam Darnold having a good game. I'm like, man, would y'all stop already?
I mean, it's not saying it's progress. You know, that's what I'll say. I'll say it's progress.
No. Kevin, they nutted on.
I'm saying for me, I can't speak for the rest of
I know
Jets
you,
Nation, but you know what I'm saying? Like, we gotta have something. You gotta give us something.
Jets Nation it's you catch a baby on Twitter because they nutted so many times.
The problem for me with the whole Darnold thing is this. One, listen, he has talent.
Okay.
But again, I watched him a lot at USC. One of the things he will do, he will throw the ball to the other team and give them an opportunity to catch it. He will
USC
do that.
Quarterback.
Now, are they going to, because he's going to need a solid running game, a really good defense, and he needs 3 receivers. If they don't put that around him, all we're going to see is a better version of Mark Sanchez.
Ooh.
That's all we're going to see.
He's better than Mark Sanchez. Mark Sanchez sucks.
No, what I'm saying, though, is you're going to see a more but what I'm saying is the end result is going to be a guy who doesn't have the weapons and doesn't develop. Exactly. Now, Sanchez shouldn't have come out early and all those other things. But had they actually surrounded Sanchez with all of the things that remember the first 2 seasons, they basically told him just don't lose the game.
Right.
By year 3, what they were supposed to do was start growing him as a quarterback. And in year 3, they dismantled the damn team and he regressed.
Is it?
Are they going to do the same damn thing to Darnold here, where you're going to bring in a new coach, possibly a new GM, which means guess what? They're not invested in Sam Darnold.
Right.
If y'all not invested in you as a player, and we've seen this too many times, when a new GM and coach come in, they're not invested in the guy that was already there, even if he's young, and they start doing what? Trying to find ways to replace him. And the merry-go-round continues. That's my worry, fear, question, I guess, is who's going to be choosing the players this coming off season? Because I don't think it's a guarantee that McCagnon comes back.
Well, I could agree with that.
Right. Chandler, we you weren't calling into the show when we were talking about Mark Sanchez and his failures.
Right.
He had 2 really good receivers in Braylon Edwards and Santonio Holmes. Had a really nice running game, Thomas Jones.
Right.
Year 3 they were gone and they drafted Stephen Hill, who didn't come from a school that threw the ball.
Yeah, that was good. That was good. But he was tall like Calvin Johnson.
Right. Should have kept Braylon Edwards 1 more year. Santonio Holmes, I understand him going where he had to go. He became a cancer. And after you let both of them go, you didn't bring back no receiver for this man.
No.
And you didn't get a good running back behind him. Who's the chubby dude they had? Little stubby
Chris
running
Ivory.
back.
Before. I know who you're talking about. I can't call his name, but I know who you're talking about. He couldn't stay healthy. When he was healthy, he was good. He couldn't stay healthy.
Right.
What the fuck are we talking about? Who's that?
Oh, damn it! What was his name? Shit.
But anyway,
not McKnight.
No,
not
Joe
Joe
McKnight.
McKnight.
Joe McKnight wasn't stubby. But
okay,
yeah, go ahead and talk. I'll find him.
Okay,
but my thing is, the Jets didn't build around Sanchez, and then you see what happened. You have butt fumbles, and he throwing crazy interceptions, and then the same thing with the other with the other quarterback who y'all don't like,
who that? What's his name?
the black guy.
Oh, Gino.
Gino,
Smith.
same thing. You didn't build around Gino.
Sean Green.
Yeah, Sean Green.
Okay, Sean Green. Okay. Now, what were you saying about Gino Smith?
We said it on the show.
You already know.
You're not building around him, and right now we got Robbie Anderson, who is hit and miss.
He's a number 2. He's not a number 1 receiver.
We know that, but he's hit and miss because he's also a head case.
Yep. You got Quincy, who can't stay healthy.
Right.
Who's really a number 2. Quincy is really a number 2. Now he's a solid.
He's a possession guy. He's a possession guy.
Right. Mm-hmm. But he can't stay healthy. And I like Quincy. I think he's got a lot of talent. But that boy, listen, man, he take one more hit to his neck, his career might be over.
Right. The tight end is coming around. Herndon.
Yeah.
And we need a running back because I really ain't a fan of Mr. Wiping his ass.
Yeah.
Isaiah Crowell.
Yeah, I never really liked him.
He's getting let go from teams. There's a reason. Because he shows up every so often. He shows up every few games and shows you how much, because that boy has some talent. He has enough talent to be a number 1 running back, but he doesn't show up every game. He doesn't. Yeah. I mean, because it's not about, okay, you got to get 100 yards every game. But like Saquon Barkley, even in games where he gets shut down, you know he's still there. You know what I'm saying?
Or Ezekiel Elliott.
Right. Isaiah Crowell, you can forget that he's even played in the damn game.
Wow. Well, that's true. Shit. Mm-hmm.
And I have to agree with you, Chandler. Leonard Williams. Is he a defensive tackle? Because they should move him inside because I don't think he's really a defensive end.
Not big enough.
To play inside, and he. Listen,
what was that, Chandler?
He looked real good when they had Muhammad Wilkerson and Sheldon Richardson.
Right.
Right.
It's funny how he don't look so good now that they're gone.
Right.
They paid the wrong guy.
They did.
That's what they did. They paid the wrong guy.
They should have kept Muhammad, but Todd Bowles, and I said this when this all started, Muhammad Wilkerson, all through his career to that point, no one had ever had a bad word to say about him going all the way back to college. If a dude is a head case, you know what I'm saying, it don't start in the NFL. You go back, you start hearing about stuff like him in college.
He made his money and he got lazy. He made his money, he got lazy.
I don't believe that because he's in Green Bay. He still has money. He's playing very well. I think it was the coach. I think there was an issue with Todd Bowles where he was trying to get rid of Rex's guys. Because one of the things that's obvious with Todd Bowles is there is no follow through on his threats. There's no follow through.
He's insecure.
He talks about I'm a disciplined guy, but then he doesn't bench anybody for anything. I personally think that Todd Bowles went about sabotaging Rex's guys to get them out of the building. Because, again, if Muhammad Wilkerson was lazy and all of those things, like everybody said, then you would still be hearing that about him. Because you never heard it before and you haven't heard it after. The only time you heard it was with Todd Bowles.
I mean, also, he made his money and he was still home, you know? He's a Jersey guy. So he made his money close to home. Maybe he just needed a different environment.
I think it was the coach. I think he needed a different coach from Todd Bowles.
Yeah, they didn't vibe. I don't think they vibed.
Yeah. Mm-hmm. And I think Muhammad Wilkerson should have been the guy that got kept. But like I said, I think Todd Bowles ran him out the building. Now, Sheldon Richardson, I can understand because Sheldon, listen, I get you didn't like Brandon Marshall, but Sheldon needed to shut the hell up with all the crap he was doing off the field. But even Sheldon would be better than Leonard Williams right now. Leonard Williams, and that's the best draft pick for McCagnon, because I'm not sold on Jamal Adams. I'm just not. That's just me. I'm not sold on him because he talks too damn much. I'm not sold because he talks too damn much. Stop telling me you're a winner and your team has only won 3 games.
He's the best player on the defense.
That ain't saying a whole lot when that defense keeps giving up big yardage, especially in the secondary. That ain't saying a whole lot.
Oh, man.
I think you're a little hard on him. I mean, he talks a lot, but I think he's one of the few players who backs it up.
You know what? I don't see it in him yet. I see a guy who's running his mouth. I see a guy who, in critical times, doesn't make big plays. I see a secondary that constantly gets torched. When I see that secondary start to play better, then he can say whatever he wants. But until then, I'm not trying to hear from you telling me you're a winning player and all this nonsense. And the secondary's getting you making mediocre receivers look like damn Steve Largent. Come on, man.
Wow. Steve Largent.
I think you mixing him up with Mo Claymore. I think that's
Mo doesn't talk.
But he always has that back-breaking penalty every game.
Jamal Adams has gotten quite a few too. Jamal Adams has gotten quite a few too. That unsportsmanlike he got in that one game. It was early. I think it was game 5 or 6. That unsportsmanlike he got didn't help. Then they lost that game, and then afterwards he talking about he's a winning player. Dude, you just got one of the biggest penalties in the game. Shut up. Then he took to Twitter talking about what was I supposed to do, but the guy was talking smack, so I dumped him out of bounds. What you were supposed to do was walk away.
Yeah,
that's what you were supposed to do.
Walk away or bust his ass on the field. Within the game.
Oh well, what can I say?
I used to love dudes to talk. Watch me get this W. And then I'm going to talk.
Right. Hilarious, man.
But, I mean, the Jets have some pieces. It's a matter of if whoever's running this thing next can maximize their potential and put them in position to be successful.
Right.
They got $100 million.
Yeah, can we get a coach that's going to put Jamal Adams in a position to really maximize his talent? Because he has talent. Are you going to be able to maximize Sam Darnold's talent? Are you going to be able to maximize? Are you going to be able to get Leonard Williams to actually sack a quarterback?
This year.
Are you going to actually ever use Bilal Powell correctly?
Oh, he's not coming back.
I hope not, because they've wasted that young man's career. They've wasted it.
8 years.
Typical Jets.
Bilal Powell's a dual threat running back. He can run the ball, catch the ball. He should be used sort of like what Chicago's, not saying him and Tariq Cohen is the same type of player, but that's how you use that type of back who's multi-talented. Bilal can catch balls out of the backfield. Bilal can run.
Yeah. I mean, can you see? Imagine Sean Payton with Bilal Powell.
Ooh.
Forget about it.
Oh, can I speak about the Bears?
Okay.
They gonna be scary in the playoffs.
Playoffs.
What was that?
Nothing.
He said, I heard that. I heard what you said.
Kevin, Chicago's legit, bro.
Yeah, I know.
The defense is definitely legit. Trubisky will still throw you the ball.
He will, but the defense might get it back.
That's true. Listen, John Gruden has turned 2 teams into playoff teams.
Right.
And his team is a lottery team.
Yep. that just blows my mind. I'm like, this guy's Chucky's an idiot. And he's been one for a long time.
Oh, can I address Kevin? Can I address Mr. Cousins again?
Oh Jesus! Go ahead, brother. Here
Minnesota. Might make the playoffs, but you're going home early because your QB is only good within. He's only good within 20 to 20. He sucks in the red zone, and he will give it up.
Yeah, that was bad, man. The Jets ought to be very thankful that that he turned them down. They should be thankful.
Yeah, that was a hard.
That was a terrible contract. I don't know what they was looking at.
Yeah, I don't know either, because that was horrible. I was like, wow.
Well, you know what it is? The market says he's an elite quarterback. The market says he should be paid X amount of dollars,
right?
Because he's that quarterback.
Well, they bought into the hype. I mean, let's keep it real. Let's not act like the guy wasn't being mentioned as an MVP candidate a few years ago, because he was.
He was.
You understand? But they bought into that hype.
Yeah.
At that point.
His numbers in a vacuum are really good numbers. His numbers in a vacuum are really good numbers. He throws for close to 4,000 yards, has double-digit touchdowns, single-digit interceptions. In a vacuum, that sounds really good.
Single-digit interceptions?
Well, I mean, he had it for a couple of times, or not single-digit, but low interception number compared to his touchdown totals.
Right.
But now when you look at it in the context of the games, those interceptions were usually at the worst moment, at the worst time.
Yep.
You know what I'm saying? You would throw for 350 yards, but your team would lose the game.
Right.
See, that was the context that nobody wanted to look at.
No.
He's an average quarterback. You know what I'm saying? He's a stat. He's a number hanger. He will hang some numbers, but your team won't win a damn thing. And in Minnesota, historically, outside of the 86 Bears, no historically great defense was ever as good the next year. Only the 86 Bears were better than they were in 85. That's the only one. So Minnesota didn't look at the fact that their defense was going to come back down to earth. They didn't upgrade really offensively. And they said, oh, Kirk Cousins is missing people. Okay, let's see how that works out for you.
Yeah. They should have kept is Case Keenum, right?
Yeah, that was from Minnesota, right?
They should have kept him. He fit their offense.
Right. But and they would have had him at a much cheaper rate too.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Instead of that god awful contract that they signed this guy to, it made no sense whatsoever. You know what I mean? Made no sense.
Kirk Cousins done made over $100 million between Washington and Minnesota. Close to 150.
Yeah.
I need his agent.
What is that?
Who's cooking?
Oh, washing dishes.
Sorry, I'm washing dishes.
Brother, really?
Yeah, sorry about that.
I'm like, what the hell is that? You know? Oh my God. Yo, you too much, man. Listen, man, I'm gonna have to call it tonight.
Yes, sir.
You know what I mean? I got some stuff to do, but I want to thank you guys for calling in. Big Kev, don't be a stranger, man.
Yeah, man.
Not to.
And when
you still hate LeBron?
Oh,
always.
Sure. Yo, do me a favor.
I miss arguing with Kevin.
I know.
We had epic arguments.
Epic. Do me a favor, Kev. The next time you call in, man, do the dishes beforehand.
Yeah, or after.
Shit.
Yeah, man.
Wait, let me ask Kevin something. Kev, everything good with you, bro?
Yeah, I mean, I can't complain, you know.
That's good. Good.
Can't
Good to hear you, man.
Yeah. All right, brothers. Listen, this has been In the Paint, YouTube live stream show. I don't know if you're gonna do one tomorrow, Mac, but if you do, I'm gonna have to teach you some stuff. And if not that, we'll rejoin you on Friday evening at 9 p.m. All right. So Chandler, thanks. Kevin, thanks. Of course, Max.
Right.
Thank you for being there. So with that being said, I'm R. Jones, and peace out.
All right,
Peace.
brother.